Top down one ladies, my name is Chaz and welcome to the What If Zuko had ester in as a sister. Yep, see? How's that? And so, and I'm also going to throw in Zumi so that he has two sisters. One is her, and the other is more joyful one. So, and Zuko has. Let's change her power thing to a quirk. But her brother, this one, will have it as his power. Basically, yeah. But he is very strong, focus-minded, and so yeah. So and Zumi has their combined parents' powers. So basically, usually I start with when they are born, they go to to see the quirk doctor, and he says 2 out of 3 of them has quirks, but the third and final one, the Zuko Midoriya, doesn't have a quirk. So yeah, usually I say that usually Inko would be the gets rid of him. But I'm trying to be nicer to Zuko. So yeah, they ended up going and as they all 4 of them, her, Naomi, their mother, and their father went to Hawaii and left Zuko at home. Yeah, they so he goes to school, come back, and then he actually goes to UA. So after when they reach 15. So yeah, so he says, as he doesn't have a quirk, so he literally took Ochako, or not Ochako. Let's say Ochako went the other way instead of the having the debris fell on her. And yeah, but Zuko didn't just have he wasn't just has a normal, like, their stretchable ability. Like they could just stretch their arms. He can also shoot lasers. So, but he got the highest points of combat abilities. So he's in class 1A. And I'm skipping the ball throw. No. And it would be like, so yeah, at the where they were visiting, or they were like visiting Africa and like those places. And he got on so much as they're like, I mean, so, and during the here, during the I'm also skipping the heroes versus villains arc, and so and Toga was there, as she asked Zuko, about his parents, where they're at, and to conversation. Well, they are out of town. They're just like, they left me at home, so never be at a home and alone. So yeah, he did set up the little Kirti thing. So yeah. So when they got in to USJ, they get ambushed by villains and they get ambushed by the villains and yeah, and they're like, all right, now we're here to kill all of you and All Might at the same time. All Might, and so as Mr. Aizawa says, like, protect the children's, or protect the students. 13. And he goes down there and Zuko is like, that guy, or that Nomu, looks like he's gonna have old 1-2 on him. As a warp guy warps everybody else, as he crashed into a water, as he says, as he used what can both of you do? As Frog Girl says, well, my powers are or basically like a frog. And I can like do everything. And Mona, Ma, or whatever his name is, he ends up like saying that, and he, or no, about his quirk thing. And I kind of changed what his, from like his canon version where he's being all like weirdo, or pervert thing. So yeah, so he's more of the, are both of you doing okay? Yours, oh, uh, quirkless, but as hun, there was one thing, and he actually is, when he's under a lot of stress, as he looks over at and sees Mr. Aizawa was gonna get beaten down, but Zuko just used his arm. He reached over, grabs Mr. Aizawa's entire body, and like picks him up and like run him right to them. As Zuko looks at his hand, that was weird. As they're like, yeah, dude, you don't have a quirk and that happens? Huh. As a Nomu starts literally charging right at them, as he stretched his legs out, and he stepped over the entire, like, villains in the water thing. He literally steps over the water, and he ran with Mr. Aizawa and all them, sets them down as his legs got grabbed and got pulled, and he gets hit. As he does do one thing. He kicks a Nomu, sending him flying. As he gets up, walks over, grabs like everybody, like Bakugo, his classmates, puts them at the front door, or like outside thing, and he looked like the Huggy Wuggy one. So he turns, and right before he gets turned around, he gets like punched in the face. As he used one of his hands to swipe away that Nomu, like slapped him around, as he says, huh. As he used a blue flame that you see before you, this side, to shoot right at the Nomus. And you know what, that Nomu whose entire body got disintegrated, brain all the way down. And yeah, and he used his kick, Hanks, sending them flying, nailed them to a wall, as he says, huh. As he literally, as the decay quirk guy, decayed Zuku's leg, or, and yeah, he after he always carries a kitchen knife, so he cuts off his own leg, and he regenerated he focused his energy, and yeah, they as 13 he was or as he was getting tired out, as he never had this feeling before, as he collapsed, as he from the so all my hate shows up, um and yeah, as 13 tells All Might that one of these students is still in there, as so All Might went in and he sees the entire villains, aliens, got all of them kidnapped, as he when he looks at Zuko's sleeping body, or conscious body, and yeah, he literally was laying flat and not breathing, kind. All Might jumps down home, or runs down, picks up or Zuko, as he literally teleported, or not teleported, he, as all the pro heroes came, and as they're trying to get the villain tree. What is this? Made out of metal or something? As never had this much trouble, as he's trying to pull on it, as Zuko had he activated 3 out of infinity, or 4. The 4th one is the actually infinity. So yeah, as at the doctor's, they did a full scan to see if everything is working order. And they did the full scan on the like DNA thing on the same thing as yeah, but it was someone's leg that they, as All Might says, I might know who it is, as he thinks this is Zuko's Midoriya's leg. As a like handover, he says, "Huh, guess my quirk or or can't dissolve his power for some reason." As yeah, as one of the other ones spoke out, the like Shiraki-san. I know it's you like tried to do that, but he chopped off his own leg and did that, and he regenerated. But then after that, he got wiped out. As All Might heard that, like, so are you? What are you saying? This leg belongs to Zuko Midoriya's? Yes, they. It was his. So, a couple days passed, or a couple of weeks passed, like 2 weeks or 1 week, as he regained his consciousness. As Nezu was there, as he says, "Well, good morning, sleepyhead." And, and what happened? I remember was at the USJ trying to hold them in place till until you guys showed up. But I remember someone like used their quirk to try to decay my leg, and then yeah, but no worries, okay? And it's against the school rules of using your quirk. What do you mean? I don't have a quirk. Hurt, by the way, Nezu. As Nezu didn't even thought about him having like a power that is not a quirk. Well, but still, it's not your fault. So, guess that rule didn't like break, technically. So yeah, as his school friends shows up and cares about him, and or actually he gets more appraisal by their families, because he actually did like of course Nezu, or actually 13 told or didn't tell Nezu, but Zuko asked her if we ever get separated, like me and the entire class into like those areas, if that's okay to use my power, hers. It's not a quirk, it's my powers. As as 13 felt all guilty because he did like try to help um so yeah, as he regenerates, like as Nezu's like I as he says, or actually Zuko asked Nezu if has 13 told you. He asked her if I know it's not disobeying, but it was the because I predicted what will happen next perfectly. So please tell me what you said to 13. I said to her that if the entire class got broken up into 3 or less as 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 if that's okay to use my powers. As to pull everyone out of there. And did you go with him? I tried, but the Nomu who tried to or grabbed my leg and pulled me back in and like flung or hits me in the face thing too. And yeah. So don't blame me. As oh, I'm not. Don't worry, you're not expelled. But you knew what to do. Yeah. As now a sports festival came along, and he decided to like try to give it its all. So he used like stretch thing. So he stretched his arms or his legs as he steps over the entire Coliseum. He walks uh, uh, to like he did the race thing under a single second, like because how like flexible he was. He looked like a big guy from as they couldn't believe that with his powers he could like literally make them feel like a small fry as he comes over, walks, and he's literally stepped over the mines, even when like stepped over the entire thing. So, but at the hotel, or change over to his parents and his sister, hers. So she was watching the sports festival because she knew exact time. So when she saw her brother, she literally saw her brother like stretch all the way, and he looked like, and he won that first round pretty fast. And he actually went over, or like he shrunk down and ran right through, and he got first place. And in cavalry battle, he stretched his legs all the way, and he had his feet planted on the ground, as he goes, like, he grabs, because there was not enough players to do the cavalry battle, or there was a lot, so they decide, Zuko, you will be by yourself, okay? As he stretched all the way, he plucked all the like points up, and yeah, Zuko was not holding back. He literally got first place again, and the thing one is a fight one. Brain Dude calls himself out, and then Todoroki's fight thing. But during Ochako's fight, he did like reach, or because Bakugo was gonna kill her anyways, but Zuko came in, grabs her, and pulls her in like a fishing rod. But he was being very careful with poor little Chaco over there. Yeah. So, as he picks her up, puts her in the recovery girl's room, sits her down, and like, yeah. As Toga's like, as instead of being all crazy, she acts like Zuko's his big sister, or baby sister. So yeah. And he starts doing like, then Zuko against Todoroki. It goes different from canon one. So, hold on, give me a moment. No. So Zuko like won and that one, and so Todoroki was basically thought he had it in the bag until Zuko used like both beams at the same time. As Zumi, her, Inko, and Shashi saw what he did, and as he tells them that, you know what, Todoroki, it's pretty good fun, but now it's time to knock you out of this ring. As he used his stretch thing, he grabs Todoroki and he uses by just one full arm and like puts him right out of the ring. As they're like, holy crap, what did you do? So Zuko won 2 rounds. Tenya won 3 rounds. Or 1, 2. Oh. 1, 2. Now, between him, or between Zuko and Tenya, as he says, huh. Ready, Tanya? As they both, like, bro fist each other's, huh. As, ready? As Zuko, says, I know that not hit a person with glasses, but who needs to? If you could restrain him. As he used his leg, kind of like what Luffy did in that one episode. So he really did restrain him, as a knee broke off, like his leg broke off. Not Tenya, Zuko's. His leg broke off. As he says, gosh dang it, I just regenerated. As he had a kitchen knife or actually he grew a new leg out. As he was passed out. As they put him in recovery girl, he snapped right out of it. As, yeah. So, Zuko won all 3 rounds. Bakugo did the same thing, but Zuko and Bakugo battle against Bakugo. He does something crazy. You know how crazy it is? He used his arm to wrap around Bakugo's entire body, like putting him in the, like a cocoon thing. As he literally threw Bakugo out of the stadium. Not until he got, like, his arm got blown off from that when he threw. And yeah, so his arm looked like there was, like, his arm got blown off, as he says, that's a last attempted move before I threw you out. And Zuko literally said that to Bakugo as he regenerated, as they see his entire body regenerated, like his arm, as he says, as he's trying, or as or like everybody's like asking him to stay awake. I'm trying to, but the stupid thing is sapping my energy as he like slams his face hard, as they're like, he'll feel that in the mornings, as they like as when as Zuko was like, okay. They everybody like got off, like they went to see if he was breathing. He wasn't. He was dead. No, I'm joking. So, yeah. So his body was. So they tried to drag him, but his arms kept extending outwards, like. So they literally had to curl him up into a ball and like put him in recovery girl so that the like in the room. So yeah, on the bed. As he, so I'm skipping the here's or the internships and the the trying to think, but the camp park, but at the here's or like All Might versus All for One. Zuko, uses like before All for One used his blast attack. Zuko decides to grab the citizen and All Might, like wheeled him in, like straight out of danger. As he says, he acts like her. So yeah, as he says, looks like you need some help with it. All Might. Sorry. So he ran all the way to All for One, and he's tried to who could play that game, and he says, "This is my favorite move from my favorite TV show or anime." As he puts his hands all the way back, and he says, "Gum Gum Bazooka," as All for One's hands, like when it hits him, he instantly died. Like, or gets knocked out. But Zuko, as All for One says, time to teach you a lesson, as he hits him back, sending him flying. Now die! As Zuko activated his infinity power. So, when it, at the very last second, so he turned into that. He still has the stretch power and regen, but he looks at All for One viciously as he was unconscious, like he's trying to regain consciousness, as he absolutely annihilated All for One. Because All for One's last words were, I see, you had 4 powers from your own birth. It, when developing you inside the room, you were infused with 4 powers. As Zuko absolutely killed All for One, quick and clean. As everyone was horrified how brutal it was. As All Might says, it's over. You won. As it wasn't himself. So that something told him that he's in sleeping battle mood, as he battled against All Might, even as only person that really knew about that power, because Zuko told him, was Nezu. As Nezu tells him, don't get too close, because he's in his mental state, like he's unconscious, like he's trying to regain his consciousness. So this is not the Zuko that we all known and loved. As All Might is like, okay, as he gets up, as he some reason he teleported away, like he teleported to his home and went right to bed. And as his body went back to normal, as he regained consciousness. Like, what just happened? As he wipes his forehead. As, yeah. When he got up, he next day, everyone was scared of his power. Like, no one even talked to him. So, yeah. So, Zuko or All Might walks up to him, or Zuko asks him what just happened. I remember, like, saved both of your lives and tried to go toe to toe with All for One, but then I remember him shooting a beam of light. But other than that, I woke up at my own house. What just happened, All Might? As All Might says, well, some creature saved your life, or actually, your body went into sleep mode, or some mode that we never understood what it was. As he says, did we win, Bowie? Yeah, but you took it a little bit too far. Or actually, that creature. Please wait for part